That's that black and white thinking, right? I'm here. There is another place where I feel better about myself, but until I get there, I won't feel good.
Welcome to the Ignited Recovery Podcast, a new way forward for anyone looking for answers but feeling left out. If you've been searching for empowerment, triumph, and purpose, you've found them right here. You won't hear the same solutions, and you're not going to have any excuses to fall back on, because Ignited Recovery allows heroes to rise and become their best selves. I'm Dr. Jaffe, and I can't wait to be your guide on this journey. Are you ready to become an ignited hero?
The topic I want to talk about today actually came out of my morning ritual, which I've mentioned many, many times here before. But my morning ritual is very involved and includes my 5-minute journal and some meditation and self-work and exercise and all these other things. And as I was thinking through what I was doing, it dawned on me that years ago, not only did I do none of those things, did I not sit down and do a 5-minute check-in with myself on what am I grateful for and what do I want my day to look like and all those things, let alone then move and drink the water I need to and exercise and all that. I did everything I could to avoid listening and paying attention to the thoughts in my head. If anything, the idea that I'm going to stop and listen to what my mind was telling me was scary, anxiety provoking, and was the farthest thing from my mind. It's actually not what I wanted. And there are a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons is I didn't like myself all that much. Where I was in life, what I was doing, the difference between where I was and where I thought I should be, and all those other pieces of the puzzle, the people I was around were not necessarily making me feel great about myself, which meant I didn't want to spend a lot of time with myself. And then in terms of really understanding the thoughts in my head, they all caused me anxiety. They all made me feel terrible about what was going on. And so why in any way would I want to stop and then just listen and pay attention to them, right? They were scary. I wanted to get as far away from them as possible. And that's when distracting made sense. What did that look like? Surrounding myself with people constantly and never spending time alone. That's where numbing out, sleeping in, doing drugs, drinking, distracting myself, all those things. That's when they made so much sense. Because if there's one thing, any one of those little factors, any one of those little behaviors that I just mentioned did for me, watching porn back in the day, things like that, it just made sure I didn't have to listen to what's going on here. And it worked really, really well. And as I was thinking about that this morning, I was realizing, obviously one of the things we talk about in the program is creating a daily ritual. But I realized if you don't like yourself, or if you're really, really still scared of the thoughts that are going on in your head, creating a morning ritual in which you start paying attention to what's going on, that can be really scary and overwhelming. And I wanted to talk about a path towards a place where that is no longer true. With the black and white thinking that so many of us come to this equation with, sometimes the idea in our head can be this: there is that place, but until I get there, I won't be satisfied. That's that black and white thinking, right? I'm here. There is another place where I feel better about myself, but until I get there, I won't feel good. If we are trying to get to a location where we don't feel that way about ourselves anymore, if we're trying to get to a moment in time, a period in our lives where we start celebrating ourselves, we want to listen to the noise in our head, to the voices, to the dialogue that's happening constantly inside, and we don't want to run away, we don't want to distract, there are a few things we need to put in place. If we put those in place, I think you actually can get very immediate movement towards not needing to run away from what's going on here. In order to avoid the black and white thinking around this, right? Like, that's what I realized this morning is, look, it's far from perfect, but I generally like my life. I like most of the things that are in it now. And even, upwards of 80, 90% of the thoughts, 85% of the thoughts in my head are pretty damn good. So somebody like you can look at me now and say, well, that's great that you like doing this stuff now, but you like 80, 90% of the thoughts in your head. I like 3%. I don't want to listen to them. That sounds like a nightmare. I get it. How do we move along the path, because I don't want you to wait until you like 80, 85%, 90% of the thoughts in your head before you're willing to turn inwards.
At Ignited, it's our mission to help people feel their best and become their highest selves. To find your ultimate potential, we know how important it is to consume high-quality supplements to fuel you, keep you balanced, and help you recover.
And if you know us, you know that we practice what we preach, and that's why we recommend Cured Nutrition for a combination of CBD, powerful mushrooms, nootropics, and adaptogens.
These are all a crucial part of our daily wellness routine. I've used CBD for years, and I'm always happy to find a brand who actually does it right. It eases the coffee jitters, it's anti-inflammatory, it's a natural stress reducer, and it helps me recover from workouts too.
All that plus functional mushrooms help us maintain energy without a crash, and they add cognitive support in order to focus better at work, and you know I need that all day.
You need that constantly. We're about to leave. We're about to leave for our summer vacation, and this year we're going to an amazing adventure of Spain and Portugal with the whole family. And we are 100% bringing this Cured Nutrition with us because we know we're going to feel just a bit of stress traveling with 3 small children.
A little bit.
And we'll continue to take them daily in order to boost our immunity and handle the stress of travel. I say this all the time, but by adding these small positive changes in your life, like a high quality supplement with powerful ingredients like Cured, you will see a massive payoff over time.
And if you want to get in on these supplements and elevate your existence, all you got to do is visit the link bit.ly.com and then Ignited Cured, all caps. That's bit.ly.com/IGNTD CURED and use our code Ignited. The first piece we're going to need here is a path. We're going to need to understand the path we're heading on. You've heard that that phrase, life's a journey, not a destination. That's a little bit of what I'm talking about here. In order for you to start feeling better about yourself and how you're doing and who you are, we need to understand the path you're going to go on. Next, we're going to have to understand very clear guidelines and milestones and markers along that path. So we need first of all an actual path, and then we need to understand what are we going to encounter along the way there. Then we're going to understand to what extent are each one of those milestones and markers identifiable as small wins in our lives. Once we have those, we've got the path and the milestones, and we understand in each one of those markers, milestones, and specific kind of guides along the way, which one of them can be small wins and in what way. We need to start measuring. We need to have an ongoing way of measuring whether we hit the milestones, whether we got the wins, what percentage of the win we got, etc. Because if you think about it, if you have a goal, but yet you can hit 70, 80, 90% of it and still feel like crap because you haven't hit 100% of it, you're going to be a failure 99% of your life. But let's be very clear. This is true in business, it's true in relationships, it's true if you want to buy a house or a car. It's definitely true in your recovery. You have to understand where you're going. You have to know where you're going. Saying, I want to be better doesn't work. It just doesn't. I want to be happier. What does that mean? I don't know what happier means. Like if tomorrow, if you're 3% happier than you are today, did you reach your goal or not? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. We have to be specific about what we want. And so when I'm talking about we want a path, I need you to really sit and think, what am I trying to reach? What is this goal I'm even working on? And just like a journey you would take in life, I want to start drawing out the map of what that would look like. So for instance, for a lot of you, at least drinking less or not drinking is the goal, right? Drinking or using less or not drinking at all or using at all. Then the path could be that you want to reach abstinence. You want to reach 0 drinks. But the path could be, I want to drink a lot less. And then we can decide on a number. Like I want to drink half as much as I do now. Some people may decide, I want to become a moderate drinker. And then there's definitions around that, right? For a woman, it's up to about 7 drinks in a week. For a man, it's about up to 14 drinks in a week. But those are the maximum numbers. You may decide as a woman, I want to have no more than 5 drinks. I want to have no more than, 11 drinks or 9 drinks as a man. What we're doing is we're setting a clear endpoint that we are working towards. This is really, really important. It's really important because just like when you get in your car to go on a car ride, if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Ever. None of you ever go, I need toilet paper. I'm just going to get in the car and drive around until some comes about. You've never done that. You pick a store. There are a lot of stores that sell toilet paper, but if you just drove around the street looking for some, it's going to be a problem. It's not just waiting for you out there. You can say, I want to go to Target. I want to go to Walmart. I want to go to Ralph's. I want to go somewhere specific, right? CVS. And then you have a path. If you want to get a new car, you don't just get up and say, well, my lease for my car is up soon. I really want a new car. I'll just kind of spend my days walking around until a new car pops in. It's not how that works. And yet somehow in recovery, I see this all the time. People go, well, I'm just going to try some stuff until I'm drinking less. Well, what does that even mean? Like what? Okay, so we have a goal. And by the way, again, right, you know me by now, those of you who've been here for a while, I don't care what your goal is. You need to care about what your goal is. That's much more important, right? So you have a goal and you have a path and we draw that. Okay, so that's a beginning. Now that's your end point. Unless you're a magician or something incredible happens, you will not reach your end point like this. It's just not going to happen. I wish it were, but it's probably not the path. That means that along the road to success, because that success is inevitable, but along the road to that success, you will hit other points. From where you are right now to that end point, what are the markers that feel to you like they mean something?
Thank you for tuning in to the Ignited Heroes Recovery Podcast. I really hope you found the information here useful and that we'll see you back here next week. And look, I want to make sure that this podcast is the most useful it can be for you, so please let me know by emailing info@ignited.com if there are any specific topics or questions you'd like to have addressed. As usual, if you like this episode, I would love for you to leave us a 5-star review and rating. Thanks, and see you next week.